Hey baseball fans, this is Luis Martinez from the MLB dev team. In this edition of MLB 13, the show's video blog, we'll be looking at the evolution of franchise mode. This year, we went back to the basics and made the mode about player development. We rebuilt our scouting and drafting systems, as well as training and player progression. It all comes together with our improved menu system, which keeps you up to date on everything that's happening around the league. Let's start by looking at some of these elements. Our info panel on the right side of the screen is now tied to the menu you're highlighting. So in Home, you'll be able to see all of your scouting and budget information, broken down by player and staff salary. And speaking of budgets, we made the system much more dynamic. Even when you start with a small market team, if you string together a couple of successful seasons, your budget will increase to the point that you'll be able to hang with most teams in the league. We've brought back our depth chart, which will display your starters at each position in each level of your organization. We think the depth chart will be very useful when trying to make mid-season decisions about what players to call up and who to send down. This brings us to the new Acquisition Updates panel, my personal favorite. Once the season gets underway, this panel will display all the players rumored to be traded, as well as the players you're looking to trade and the positions you're seeking. Also, in order to help you plan for the upcoming season, you'll be able to see next year's projected free agents, along with the salaries they'll most likely demand. Another addition is our all-new franchise ticker bar. This will be displayed in every screen throughout the mode, so whether you're scouting prospects, adjusting your lineups, or exploring trade opportunities, you'll be getting up-to-date scores, player milestones, injury reports, and more, so that you can stay informed of what's happening around the league. We've redone the training assignment screen and the system itself, so the training is now handled on an individual player basis. Before, you would lump whole positions in a single training drill, which didn't make sense for certain players who defied the conventions. Now you can go in and identify what each individual player is lacking in and train him accordingly. If this sounds a little bit too complex, don't worry, you can turn on the auto trainer and have it do the work for you. As you cycle through a player's available training drills, you will see the attributes affected by it turn green at the top of the screen, so you know exactly what's being improved upon. Regarding player progression, it has become much more varied than before. In the past, players wouldn't hit their primes until their 30s, and you would see older players remain very highly rated for a long time. Now, you see a nice mix of players in their early to mid-20s become superstars, and you will likely not see many 40-year-old all-stars. Scouting has gone from being an afterthought to one of the centerpieces of franchise mode. When you first enter the scouting screen, you will see a list of blue-chip players which are already fully scouted and well-known throughout the league. They are some of the best players available and should be your first-round targets. These guys are obviously a small percentage of the draft-eligible players, so it's your job to go discover and scout the lesser-known amateurs. You discover players by issuing directives to your scouts, and you can specify position, region, tools, and handedness. Once you discover a prospect, you will have to scout him further to get a more accurate reading on his attributes and MLB ETA. Scouts all have a native region where they're more efficient, and they have attributes that determine how well they scout pitchers versus position players, as well as how good they are at discovering versus scouting. So keep these things in mind when issuing directives. Once the draft comes, you should use all of the information gathered during the scouting period to make your selections, and hopefully start developing the league's next great superstar. With that in mind, keep an eye out for the all-new Top 50 icon, which is only given to the best up-and-coming minor leaguers. There are numerous other improvements that you'll come across as you dig into the mode, which we hope will make everyone's experience much more enjoyable, true to life, and most importantly, fun. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out our other video blogs at theshownation.com or on Twitter and Facebook.